Hey guys, welcome back. Joe here again from ScaleFreak.com, coming to bring you an open bag, quick review, and an install of these two items right here. And as promised, it won't only be the install, but this is going to wind up being a battle between these two foams of a series of testing between myself and my wife to figure out which one is, I don't know, better, or what are they better for, or between the two, which one should you get? So we're going to try to test them both and check to see which one we can give you tips for. So this one here is the Proline single stage 1.9 for XL tires is what it calls for. Part number 6173-00, again, single stage. The dual stage foam, again, 1.9 closed cell foams. With the outer foam, it's a two-stage, 6174-00, again, 1.9 with an XL tire. You'll notice a lot of the industry right now is moving to larger tires, huge tires. And Proline has their own line of tires as well. But today, I'll actually be installing them onto Pitbull Rock Beast XLs. So 1.9 Pitbull Rock Beast XL, those are my tire of choice. That's what I'm going, look, these things are so new. They're so sticky that see that? That's unreal how sticky this compound is. So this Pitbull tire will be the Rock Beast XL 1.9 PB9011NK is the part number for these. And I'm going to be installing them on the SSD 1.9 steel 8-hole wheels. These ones are SSD 00268. That's the install that I'm going to do on here. Install tools that you're going to need for these wheels. Well, you're going to need a 2 millimeter, and you're probably going to want some Loctite. That's really about it. But let's get to the foams themselves, because this is a video for the foams. Not the tires, not the wheels, it's for the foams. So I've already opened a pack here, and you can see the two stage. So you pull them apart. The outer stage is a very, very nice, soft, very soft outer white foam. It's nice. It's going to give you a lot of give, the smallest amount of pressure, and it's going to allow some cushion. And then the inside is a super stiff, hard foam. You don't really want to crush it. You can't really anyway. And that is going to give you an amazing support against the inner ring, as well as your sidewall for side hilling and stuff like that. And this thing here is going to give you good support for the tread and to puff the tire out nice. Kind of put that back on there. Now we've got the closed cell foam. Now, if anybody's used short course trucks before, you know all about their single stage foam technology that they have. Or if you've run stuff like Crawl Innovations before, you know about closed cell foams. It's not reinventing the wheel, it's just updating the wheel with a better internal, a better product on the inside. So that's exactly what this thing is here. Now you will notice, of course, as well, one side is more tapered, one side kind of has a bit more of a ridge to it. So just kind of put it in your wheel as you want to have. I'm going to guess that this is going to be the outside to give you more of an outside sidewall against your leaning trucks and stuff like that. So this one here, again, very stiff. So if I put the same pressure on that I was putting on this wheel, you don't get much as far as flex. You don't get much as far as it doing anything. It's going to stay solid, which is great. Now, what does that mean for going inside the wheel? Well, first we're going to pull out the foam that is inside the Pitbull. Now, I've been running Pitbull since 2013, and I can tell you the foam within the Pitbull has improved astronomically. Do you need to replace these foams? Not off the hop. You could use these for a long time and you'd still be okay with it. Do you want to replace these foams? That's completely up to you. You figure out what kind of terrains and stuff like that you like to run in, and you make your decision based on that. But this is a nice, solid foam. It's much more stiff than this is, and again, astronomically better than it originally was way back in the 2013 is when I got my first set of Pitbulls. So very good foam, not necessarily something that you have to replace, but that goes with most of our scalers, so here's an option that you can replace. Anyway, so size of the closed cell compared to the size of the Pitbull foam. The Pitbull foam is just a tiny little bit bigger. Again, being a foam, it's just going to crush a little bit when you put it inside the tire. This will not. And then the two-stage foam, again, bigger. So you can see all the way around. Again, this will fill up the tire very nicely. I guess a comparison between these two as well. You can see that the white foam, the outer on the two-stage, is much larger than the closed cell foam. Getting them in the tire. Well, With this one here, you're pulling a lot. You know, on a foam like this, you can just flatten it and just kind of jam it in and make it all even. With this one here, you can't flatten it. So this one here, start to, well, be deliberate. You're going to stretch and pull and force this in there, especially if the tire is brand new, it's ultra sticky. It will stick to the foam, so get it in there. I do this, I just make sure that, because it kind of makes sure that the tire and everything like that is all, you know, it's in there, the foam is in there, it's seated nice, it's all stretched around. So that's how that goes in there. It fits very snug. There is a little bit of, you can see here, there's a little bit of play, a little bit of size in between, but that's completely cool because it kind of gives you like an air down idea. So you've got that. Now this one here, a little bit different. I wouldn't go like that to install that. I'm just tearing the foam into this other tire. So for this one here, what I'm going to do is tear out the outside foam. This one, of course, you can flatten and stuff in any way you want to. It's basically a giant marshmallow. Get it in there. Again, I just do this to get it as even as possible inside the tire. This one here, because it is a two-stage, you're going to spend a little bit more time prepping that first layer of foam. Because what is going to happen is when you jam that second stage in there, you're going to mess that foam up on the inside, and you're going to spend a few minutes kind of pulling it and tugging it and making sure you're getting a proper fill on there. So now that's the outside one. That is filling the outside of the tread. Now this one here, again, back to before, you got to be fairly deliberate on this one. So let's get it in there. So that one's in. It's a little easier in the first one because, of course, it is smaller. And then, again, just kind of center it a little bit like that. But this is where you really start to have to play with it because, like, look at that giant bulge over here and then over here. So the white foam is moved this way. There's nothing covering there. So you have to kind of start to really work it here. This is where you want to spend some time. Don't tug on it too much because it is like a pillow foam. If you pinch it and tug it, you will just start pulling stuff out. But go around the tire and make sure that things are as uniform. Like that's not. So you got to kind of push it from the other side, level it all out, and then just kind of pull it and knead it and get it so it's as full as possible. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the ring on this one, put it inside here, and then slap your rim back together. But give me a second. I'm going to put these back together, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when it's done. 2 tires done, mounted on the SSD foams. Of course, a 2mm driver, some Loctite. These are really easy to put together, and I'll make another video on that later in the future. But, how can you tell the difference? Well, so this one here has the closed cell foam in it. If you take a look, hopefully you can see it well on the camera, this has a very squared off face because the closed cell foam is really pushing against the outer side walls. This is going to give you great grip when you're on a side of a hill. It's also going to give you, so even though this has a bit of play in it, you'll notice on, let me see, you can use something a little smaller, on the Rock Beasts, you don't have the problem with the lugs closing. So that little bit of play that's on there, completely okay. Now, another thing that's really amazing about it is that inside ring fits so tightly against that foam that you're not going to run the problem of the foam shifting back and forth on that metal ring. This thing is golden in here. And because it's the the closed cell on the inside of both, you're not going to have to fight with the tire puffing out. It hugs it great, jam it in. One of the fastest beads I've ever been able to do. Now, this is the 2-cell, the 2-stage. You'll notice that this one kind of curves the tire a little bit more. Because again, the closed cell, if you go about, I'd have to say, about to here on the tire, that's about where the closed cell ends. So you get great support on your sidewall, but then your treads have a little bit of flex against pressure. So it kind of gives it the look of an air down. You see if I can tilt this board up. Kind of gives it the look of when you air down, it puffs out on the sides. And again, with a giant lug like this, you don't really have a problem with the lugs closing. So no concern with that. Now what's interesting is if you put these two side by side, one looks wider than the other. And it's only because the closed cell really fills out the edges of this tire really wide. and this one here rounds it, so it kind of pulls the sidewall in a little bit more. They are the same tire, they're on the same rim, but which foam you use can give you a completely different look. So if I put them side to side and just set them on here, you can see that one tire does appear to be taller with no weight on it. But if I put the driver through the wheels and I add about equal weight on it, it will be the same on the bottom end. So it's really, really neat how that's gonna work out. So that is, it's gonna really come down to your tuning. I'm not 100% sure what you are going to want to use. I ran the closed cell in my 1.9 normal pit bulls for a super long time. Actually, they're still running them on some of my trucks since 2013, and they have been absolutely amazing. I've never for one day thought, I think I want to get another foam. I've even opened them up after a few years of getting wet and stuff like that to see if they were molding or rotting or anything like that, and closed cell technology doesn't do that. But what will be better between these two? I'm not sure. So what my wife and I are going to do is we're going to put one set on her truck and one set on my truck, and then we're going to run them for the whole morning, maybe a battery pack or two each. Then we're going to switch, and we're going to do the same thing. And then we're going to figure out through different tests what worked better. Did the two-stage work better on getting over rocks or getting through mud? Did the single stage work better climbing? You know, did it work better on a descent? How is it going to work? Is it better for a side hill? We're going to figure that out. And we'll give you her opinion as a person who has months of experience with the trucks, which one she prefers. And my experience as someone who has years of experience with the trucks to see which one I prefer. And then, and then whoever likes, you know, it'd be really cool is if I liked one and she liked the other, and then I don't have to buy another set of foams. So that's how that's going to go. You're going to see a video of that coming soon, but don't be afraid of getting these wheels in the meantime, and don't be afraid of getting these tires in the meantime, because they're both absolutely amazing. We're just going to test the foams to see which one's going to work better for us. So I'm really excited about that and the opportunity for us to compare notes and figure it out. So guys, please like, subscribe, comment below if you're using these tires, these rims, or even any of these combinations. And of course, please share throughout the community. Thank you to Skycraft for sure. They made all of these parts available to me very quickly because I decided I wanted to do this test. I ordered, I paid, and they were there. So again, thanks to Kevin at Skycraft in St. Catharines for getting this stuff to me as soon as possible. And Kevin, I hope you can get it on the trails with us as well, and you can test these foams with us. So check it out. 8-hole SSD wheels, Pitbull Rock Beast XLs, Proline 2-stage, Proline single stage. These are much stiffer, much stiffer, and these ones got some cushy to them. So guys, thanks again for watching. Have a great night.